When you talk about these ladies that say they're ready to get started, but they're busy with life. So where they're at, where you've got them, met them at, to getting started. This space is called a channel. This is what you got to get good at. So you said when you heard me on Jordan's call say how I close 100% of the people 100% of the time, there's that one thing that you got to get good at, and that's getting them started. You got to get them started. There's a difference between the commitment to when they start and to get on a Zoom with them. So when they say hook up with me, whatever, set that Zoom up, get them, talk to them about what is going to happen to their life when they start doing this. That they've got to make the time every morning to send one card out so that it starts the law of reciprocity off in their day. So it starts, you got to start feeding this gratitude pipeline of every day somebody getting a card from you to say, I know times are tough right now and I want you to know that I'm thinking about you, or happy birthday, my friend. I know we're in quarantine, but I want to celebrate you today. I want to put a smile on your face. You know, you got to bridge these. I'm sorry for the loss of your husband, because this is not going to get better for a long time until you start changing the way that the world is treating you. Okay? You got to trust me on this for 1 month. You got to carve 15 minutes every morning with your coffee, send one card. Put this to the test for a month. That's the difference. So people say they don't want to be annoying. They feel like I don't want to bother them. I need you to change the word bless. Bless. Do I feel like the person who got me started in network marketing absolutely changed my life, and am I grateful for them? 100,000,000%. The guy that finally invited me over for a barbecue and 3 margaritas after 4 months to get me to send a card to my mother, am I grateful to him? Beyond measure. I'm almost upset that it took him 4 months to make me send that card because of what it did to my life. It's the ability to birth that channel, to be able to bridge that gap. This is all energy, the way that you perceive it, not them. So if you feel like you're bothering them, you need to change it to blessing them. And why aren't I bothering them more if I'm blessing them? If I know what this is going to do to their life because of what it's done to my life, why am I not being more persistent and consistent and insistent about what it is that I'm bringing to them? Why am I continuing to let them stay in suffrage? See the mental shift? The mental shift is don't buy their excuses. Don't buy them. Sell them back. When someone says, I'm so busy now, it's not the right time, you get to either buy that or you get to say to them, I know you're busy, so am I, and trust me when I tell you the time is not going to be right for a very long time until you trust me and you send your first card. Let's send one card so you can know why I'm being such a pain right now. Do you get it?
Yeah.
That's the posture yourself. Listen, you don't know what I have my hands on. I know what I have my hands on. You have to trust me in what I'm bringing to you right now. And you got to, let's put it to the test. You've got to trust me. And I'm going to drive you crazy. I used to tell people that in the beginning. I'm going to bug you and I'm going to drive you crazy and I'm going to become a pain in your side. And I'm not going to stop until you give me the time to show you what it is that you're pushing away that you don't know. I would say that to people. That's how much I know what I know is going to happen when you sit down and take a minute and realize what I'm trying to show you. So see, I don't care between this point to this point. You have to put on the pressure and not care what people think, because you got to birth it. You got to break through to the other side. Now, once they've sent the card to their mother and their mother calls them crying, they're saying to you, oh my God, this is the best thing you've ever showed me. Thank you so much. And this is my friend taught me. Oh my God. You know, that's where you got to get to, is the other side of that. So what happens is people, they don't put enough pressure, because the perception in their mind of what they're doing is a negative versus a blessing. It's a bother versus a bless. Do you get it? I know I'm about to change somebody's life. Somebody else looks at it as they're bothering and annoying somebody else's life. I don't see it that way. And so therefore, I'm able to travel through that energy at a much different speed, pace, and frequency than somebody else who feels like they're bugging people. Because I know what this has done for my life is why I am not giving up the pressure that I'm applying on you. Because you haven't sent a card yet. And trust me, I know what you're feeling, because I felt the same way too. Because somebody tried for 4 months to get me to send a card and I wouldn't let them. Everything you're doing to me, I did to them. I have no problem saying that. because I can relate to what it is that they're feeling, and I can relate to what it is that they're doing because I did the same thing. I was in the same space. It's a space. Do you get it?
I get it.
It's a space of energy that needs to be dissolved and reprogrammed. And then once it's reprogrammed into an energy that is positive, well, then it's, I can't believe I waited so long. And why didn't you bring this to me sooner?
I like it.
So
Love that.
that reframes it in your brain.
Okay. Yeah, and then I have another girl that she's in the convention industry, and she was very interested when I first talked to her. And then last week she said, Tammy, I'm going to hold off on the send out cards because right now I really can't afford to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then I want to call her back and just tell her that you can't afford not to do this.
So that's what I was going to say is her selling that I can't afford it is her selling you something. You get to choose to buy it.
Uh-huh.
Do you get it?
I get it. I get
And
it.
so meeting them where they're at and mirroring their emotion, mirror their emotion and actually take empathy on the fact that they feel like they can't afford it. Because in reality, it's the excuse, not the reason. So if somebody says, I can't afford it, say, let me ask you, can I ask you just a crazy question? If it was free or you could afford it, would you do it?
Okay.
So then now you're going to find out what the truth is because they're going to say, well, I don't know, it's about, I just don't have time. I don't have time, so money was their excuse, time, or I don't have the desire or whatever, and then you get to mirror that emotion. And now you get to test it to see if it's a reason or an excuse. So if you did have time, would you do it? And I don't have a problem peeling the onion. I want to get down to the core of what the reason is because I can't fix an excuse. If I'm telling you, Tammy, I can't do this because my husband said he doesn't want me to do it, when in reality it has nothing to do with my husband, I'm just broken. I'm embarrassed to tell you that I don't have the money. Do you get it? You can try and convince me all about how to deal with my husband. Oh, you shouldn't care what your husband thinks, or oh, let me show you how to get your husband to like it. You can tell me all those things you want, but it's not going to work because that's not the reason, that's the excuse. The reason is I don't have the money and I am embarrassed to tell you that I don't have the money, which is the case in a lot of these people's stories.
Yeah.
They're going broke so fast, but they're still looking pretty on the outside. I was there. I was driving, my husband was driving a Porsche. I was driving a Mercedes, or maybe it was a Hummer or something. I don't know. Our car payments were $1,200 like everybody else's with money back then, right? We're living in $1 million home and we can't even put groceries and we're 5 months behind on the car payments and we're trying to figure out how to get the boat repossessed out of my mom's backyard without her thinking it's stolen. This is where we're at, but we're still dressing in our Tiffany, driving our nice cars and living in the $1 million house because we're on the way down. Do you get it? And I remember those times of not being able to go out to dinner with the friends because we used to be the ones to pick up the tab and we can't pick up the tab tonight, so we're not going. Mm-hmm. Do you get it? But we're not telling them, hey guys, we're not going tonight because we don't have the money to pay the $500 tab. We're telling them, hey, Bella's sick, we got to stay home. Bella's throwing up. We're blaming it. Oh, well, gosh, what are her symptoms? Let me tell you how to fix it. When I'm like, that's the excuse. You can't help me. You know what I mean? But do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, yes.
So learning how to understand, or learning how to buy and sell excuses. Are you getting sold an excuse? And then learn how to meet the person where they're at, mirror their emotion, and really get in and find out if that's the true reason or the excuse. Because it's not about sales, it's about connection. Connecting with someone. If someone truly said to you, Tammy, that they couldn't afford it and you knew you had the answer to how they could make some money, you'd get right in there with a friend-to-friend, heart-to-heart talk. Because someone telling you that they can't afford it is a cry for help. And for you to say, okay, I understand, then that's not a friend. You just left it is. Let's have a conversation about that. What if I could show you how you could make a couple extra $100 a month? Let's talk about that. Or I didn't know times were that tough. I'm really sorry that you're in this space. Are you open to making money in different ways? Are you focused on making money only a certain way? Because if you need to make some money, I can maybe shed some light and help you in that area. Maybe I can connect you with some people that can show you a few things. Do you get it? Now you can, if that's truly the reason, if money is truly the reason, are you seeking help for that? Because I can maybe help you in that area too.